The Senate will come to order. Senator Kunish.
Mr. President, I impose a call of the Senate.
The Senate is now under call. Senator Kunish for a motion.
Mr. President, I move that further proceedings under the roll call be dispensed with and the Sergeant at Arms be instructed to bring in the absent
On
members.
that motion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, will you be so kind as to stand for the prayer? Members, today's chaplain is Reverend Jennifer McNally from St. Anne's Episcopal Church in Sunfish Lake, Minnesota. As a gentle reminder, following the prayer, please remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Good morning. I honor the diversity of traditions that come together in this sacred space. From my own tradition, which teaches that when we seek with open hearts, we shall find, and when we knock with sacred purpose, doors will be opened. I offer this prayer with you and for you. God of many understandings, may this body seek the strength to rise to the challenges of leadership. May this body seek integrity, truth, and wisdom. May this body seek courage, compassion, and community. May this body knock on the door of safety for all who are vulnerable. May this body knock on the door of opportunity for all who seek it. May this body knock on the door of hope for all who dream. May this body, entrusted with great power, be inspired by the least powerful among us. And may this great voice lift the voices of those often unheard. Bless this body as it works for the common good. Bless the great state of Minnesota, and bless these United States. Amen.
Thank you, members. The secretary will take the roll.
Abler, Anderson, Barr, Bolden, Carlson, Champion, Clark, Coleman, Swadzinski, Dames, Dibble, Dornick, Draheim, Drazkowski, Duckworth, Eichhorn, Farnsworth, Fate, Frentz, Green, Grunhagen, Gustafson, Hauschild, Herr, Hoffman, Housley, Howe, Jasinski, Johnson, Johnson-Stewart, Klein, Karan, Kroon, Kunish, Kupik, Lang, Latz, Liskey, Limmer, Lucero, Mann, Marty, Matthews, May Quaid, McEwen, Miller, Mitchell, Mohammed, Murphy, Nelson, Umu Verbaten, Pappas, Pa, Port, Pratt, Putnam, Rarick, Rasmussen, Rest, Seeberger, Utke, Weber, Wiesenberg, Westland, Westrom, Wickland, and Jong.
Members, a quorum is present. Members, I am reading from the Senate agenda, dated Thursday, February 6, 2025. If you'd like to follow along, we'll begin at the second order of business, which is executive and official communications. The following communications were received. Please make note, no action is required. Members, we'll now proceed to the fifth order of business, reports of committees. Senator Murphy for a motion to adopt the committee reports. Senator Murphy.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move the committee reports printed in the agenda be adopted.
On that motion, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, we will now proceed to the sixth order of business, which is the second reading of Senate bills. The Secretary will read the Senate file numbers.
Senate File Number 310.
The Senate file has been given its second reading. Members, we'll now proceed to the eighth order of business, which is introduction and first reading of Senate bills. The bills listed on today's introduction calendar are given their first reading and referred as indicated. Here are the following changes, members. If you will go to page number 3, Senate file number 1007 will be referred to the Committee on Education Policy. Members, if you go to page number 7, you'll see Senate file number 1049. That bill is referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. Members, if you go to page number 8, Senate file number 1063 will be referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. Then if you also go to page number 9, you'll see Senate file number 1069. That bill is referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. On that same page, you'll see Senate file number 1070. That bill is referred to the Committee on Elections. And last but certainly not least, if you go to page 14, you will see Senate file number 1120, and that bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary and Public Safety. As I mentioned, members, the bills listed on today's introduction calendar are given their first reading and referred as indicated with the identified changes. Members, we will now proceed to the ninth order of business, motions and resolutions. We will adopt the author's motions as one motion. All in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. We'll now call on some individual senators for motions. Senator Abler, you're up first.
Thank you, Mr. President. I think that's because this is probably the best bill. If we can pass bills like this, we actually can save some money and find a way to balance the budget. So with that in mind, Mr. President, I move that Senate File 554 be withdrawn from the Committee on Health and Human Services and be re-referred to the Committee on Human Services. I have a feeling it's going to find its way back where it came from, but I would appreciate your support. Thank you.
And Senator Abler, you've had a chance to talk to both committee chairs?
They're both in agreement, Mr. Chair. Mr.
Thank
President.
you, Senator Abler. Senator Abler moved that Senate file number 554 be withdrawn from the Committee on Health and Human Services and re-referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. Re-referred to the Committee on Human Services. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. We'll now go to Senator Marty for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. I move that Senate File 929 be withdrawn from Committee of Commerce and Consumer Protection, re-referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. And yes, both chairs are in agreement with this.
Thank you, Senator Marty. Senator Marty moved that Senate File number 929 be withdrawn from the Committee on Commerce and Consumer Protection and re-referred to the Committee on Health and Human Services. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails. Members, we'll now proceed to the 13th order of business, which is the announcements of Senate interest. Any announcements of Senate interest? Without objection, the following senators will be excused from today's session: Senator Weber and Senator Housley. Any other announcements of Senate interest? Seeing none, Senator Murphy for a motion.
Thank you, Mr. President. It goes without saying the Senate is up and running and the other body will organize soon. With that, Mr. President, I move the Senate do now adjourn until Monday, February 10th at 11 a.m.
On that motion, any discussion? Seeing none, all in favor say aye. All those opposed say no. The motion prevails and the Senate is now adjourned until Monday.